music you just heard just before this video started was an excerpt from my song Fragile World, and that was the intro part, which is in 7/4, and the bass part is what we're going to look at now for that intro, because this bass part incorporates a lot of ninth chords, and ninth chords are really neat because they're like a bunch of they're like 2/5 stacked on top of each other, and then either with the minor third added on top or the major third added on top, depending on whether you want to play minor or major. So basically what we got here in our intro, as it goes like this. Those are essentially all the chords that you're going to learn in the intro, and then it simply transposes its key up a minor third. Anyway, for this one we're starting on E minor 9, and to play that we're going to voice the root note on the 7th fret of the A string, the 5th on the 9th fret of the D string, the 9th F sharp on the 11th fret of the G string, and then on the C string we're going to voice the 7th fret to get the G. So root, 5th, 9th, minor third. And you can see my right hand technique there is just simply thumb, index, middle, ring. Pretty much a guitar picking method. And then the next chord in the sequence is simply moving that chord up 2 frets to F sharp. And it's exactly the same construction: root, 5th, 9th, minor third. So in this case we have F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and then we got the minor third, which is A. So that's the second chord. The third chord, this is a little harder. Basically you can shift up the same shape, but then swap your second finger for your third finger, and then put your first finger on the major third for the G major 9. Okay, so what you got there is 10th fret for G, and then you're playing the 5th, the 12th fret of the D string, the 9th, which is an A of course, on the 14th fret of the G string, and then you're playing the major third, which is a C sharp, a B, on the 11th fret of the C string, and that gives you a G major 9. There you go. So those are ninth chords. They're really beautiful chords, and what's the reason I picked this song as one of the exercises is because in a minor chord scale these are actually in sequence. So what it means is that after the E minor 9 is actually the relative minor of G major 9. So essentially all these chords fit into the E minor key or the G major key, because essentially they're both the same, right? G major is the relative major of E minor, and vice versa. So those are the first 3 chords. You may find to begin with that this is painful because it's quite a stretch for your hands, right? However, After practicing for a little while, you'll get used to it. I'm actually using a 35-inch scale bass here, and it is a little bit of a stretch for me, but I've got used to it. Anyway, so let's move on to the next chords. So the next part is actually using harmonics in the chords here. So these chords we're going to get here, it's basically the notes in it are we're going to you've got G, D, and A over a C, right? G, D, and A over a C. So what you got there is a 6-9. It's a major 6-9. And then that's going down to a B over the same harmonics. So to get those harmonics, I'm just lightly touching across the 7th fret. So the second chord there, of course, is a B minor. It's a B minor 7, right? But you got a G in there, so it's kind of it's got the minor 6 in there, or the flat 6. Or you could look at it as an inversion of a G major 9 if you wanted to. That's another way of looking at it, because it has B, it has A, D, and G in it, right? B, A, D, G. So yeah, it's an inverted G major 9. So that's the second chord there. And then we get into these. What we're doing here is we're playing like a C major chord on the top 3 strings. We're voicing C with our 3rd finger on the 10th fret of the D string, the B above that on the 9th fret with our 2nd finger, 9th fret of the D string, and then the sorry, not a B, that's an E, and then the B above that on the C string on the 11th fret. But we're playing an A in the bass. And then the next movement we're going to do is simply slide that shape down, but we're going to move our, sliding it down 1 fret, but we're going to move our pinky 1 fret down to give us a B7 shape. So, and then we're putting a C in the bass of that. So what's that? What that is giving us is a B7 flat 9. Which leads us back to the original E minor 9 chord. And then after we've played the A minor 9 to the B, the B7 flat 9, we've gone to the E, and then we just simply go from the 5th fret on the A string to the root E on the 7th fret, and then we pluck the harmonics on the D and G string on the 5th fret. Okay, So that gives us the G in the harmonic and the D in the harmonic for our E minor 7. So that's the whole sequence. So have a lot of fun with that. Once you get used to it, you can transpose it. But I'm not going to show you that in this DVD because the intents and purposes of this was to show you the minor 9 chord voicings basically, so that you could get them into your own playing, and some of the concepts as well that I use in my techniques. Okay, so that's that exercise out of the way. Have a lot of fun with that, and please refer to the book, and if you have any questions you can simply email me anytime or look me up on YouTube and send me a message.